The icy wind whipped across the frozen plains of the distant planet, cutting through the thin layers of clothing the settlers wore. Snow and ice stretched endlessly in every direction, and the small alien settlement looked fragile against the harsh environment. In the center of this frozen expanse lay Ryler, the alien wolf, shivering and weak. Its fur was matted with frost and deep gashes ran across its body. The once mighty wolf struggled to lift its head, its golden eyes dim and heavy with pain. The pack of alien wolves circled around it, whimpering softly. Their leader, a large wolf named Carrick, nudged Ryler gently, trying to encourage the injured wolf to move. But every attempt failed. Ryler's strength had left it, and even its own family could not help. Nearby, a group of alien medics observed quietly, their multi-limbed forms hovering over diagnostic scanners and medical tools. Despite their advanced technology, their faces showed concern and frustration. "This species is beyond our understanding," one medic muttered, her voice trembling slightly. "We can stabilize minor injuries, but these wounds, they are unlike anything we've treated." Another medic shook his head, scanning the wolf with a precision laser. "Even our regenerative gels are failing. If we cannot act soon, it will die." The whispers spread among the gathered settlers. Everyone watched the struggling wolf, feeling helpless in the face of its suffering. Ryler tried to stand, but its legs buckled beneath it. Pain coursed through its body, sharp and unrelenting. Its chest rose and fell unevenly as it struggled for air. The alien pack howled softly, their voices mournful in the frozen silence. The wolf's golden eyes flicked toward the medics, almost pleading. It seemed to understand that their machines and methods were failing. The wolf had always been strong, agile, and brave, but now it was vulnerable in a way no one expected. Hours passed, and the sun barely crept above the horizon. The frozen light cast long shadows across the settlement, emphasizing the wolf's frailty. Alien medics continued their attempts, adjusting machines and scanning for abnormalities. They injected healing serums, applied advanced gels, and used energy fields to stabilize circulation. But nothing worked. The wolf's wounds remained and its breathing grew shallower. Frustration built among the medics who had never failed at their work before. In a small corner of the settlement, a human war medic named Lena arrived. She had traveled across star systems, following reports of the dying wolf. Her presence was quiet but noticeable. Alien citizens glanced at her with skepticism, whispering among themselves. "A human? Here?" one said, shaking their head. "We have the finest alien medics and they cannot save it. What could a human do?" Lena ignored the murmurs. She carried only a small bag with simple medical tools, nothing like the high-tech machines the aliens used. Approaching Ryler cautiously, Lena knelt beside the wolf, her voice calm and gentle. "It's okay," she said softly. "I'm here to help." The wolf's head lifted slightly, its golden eyes focusing weakly on her. For the first time in hours there was a flicker of trust. Lena examined the wounds carefully, feeling the temperature of the fur, checking circulation, and observing the breathing. She did not rush. Unlike the alien medics who relied heavily on technology, Lena relied on observation, patience, and understanding of basic anatomy. "This wolf is in shock," Lena said quietly to herself, noting the uneven breathing and weak pulse. "We need to stabilize its body temperature, prevent infection, and gently support circulation. Then we can treat the wounds." She reached into her bag and pulled out simple warming packs and clean cloths. Wrapping them around Ryler, she gently massaged the limbs to encourage blood flow. The wolf twitched slightly, a sign that her touch was helping. The alien medics gathered closer, curious but still doubtful. "What is she doing?" one whispered. "These are primitive methods. They will not work." Lena, focused entirely on the wolf, did not respond. She adjusted the wraps, applied antiseptic carefully, and monitored the wolf's vitals. Slowly she began to see slight improvements. The shallow breaths became steadier, and Ryler's eyes blinked more responsively. It was not cured, but it was no longer fading into unconsciousness. The alien pack circled closer, sensing the wolf's improving condition. Carrick nudged Ryler gently, encouraging it to respond. The wolf lifted its head a little higher, tilting it toward Lena as if acknowledging her efforts. The human medic smiled faintly, her calm confidence evident in her gentle touch. The city watched in silence, amazed at the sight. The wolf, once on the brink of death, was slowly stabilizing under her care. As evening approached, Lena continued her careful work. She applied simple bandages over the deep wounds, reinforced weak muscles with gentle support, and maintained the wolf's warmth. She spoke softly, soothing Ryler with quiet words that seemed to ease its pain. The wolf's breathing became more regular, and it attempted to stand, wobbling but determined. A cheer rose quietly from the onlookers. The alien medics, previously frustrated and doubtful, stared in awe. "This is incredible," one muttered. "She is using human techniques and it is working." Another nodded slowly. "The wolf, it's responding. Perhaps humans have abilities we underestimated." Lena adjusted the wolf's position carefully, ensuring it could rest while continuing the gentle treatments. She had no advanced machines, no high-energy fields, just her knowledge, patience, and skill. And it was enough. Night fell over the frozen settlement, stars sparkling above like distant jewels. Ryler lay on its side, exhausted but alive. Its breathing was steady, and the glow in its golden eyes returned slightly. Carrick and the pack curled around it protectively, howling softly in relief. Lena sat nearby, quietly observing, making small adjustments and monitoring vitals. The wolf's survival depended on her care and ingenuity, and she remained vigilant. By the end of the night, the wolf had shown remarkable resilience. The alien medics finally nodded in respect, recognizing the effectiveness of her methods. Human ingenuity, patience, and adaptability had saved a life that no alien technology could restore. The city slept under the frozen sky, the wolf safe, and the promise of tomorrow's recovery shining in the small flicker of golden eyes. Ryler, the once dying alien wolf, had survived the night. And the settlers, citizens, and alien medics learned something new. Humans, though underestimated, could perform extraordinary feats with skill, courage, and careful thinking. Lena had proven that even the smallest and simplest approaches could succeed where the most advanced machines had failed, and the galaxy would remember this quiet miracle. The frozen plains glistened under the pale light of the alien sun, and Ryler, the alien wolf, rested quietly, its breathing steadier than the day before. Around it, the pack stayed close, watching the human war medic with a mixture of curiosity and awe. Lena moved slowly, carefully checking each wound, her hands gentle but precise. She did not rush. The aliens had watched her work the previous night and had begun to realize that this small human, with nothing but simple tools and sharp observation, had saved a life they thought was lost. The alien medics hovered nearby, their multi-limbed forms tense and uncertain. They whispered quietly to each other, scanning the wolf's body with sophisticated devices. "The human is using only basic methods," one muttered, voice trembling. "Yet the wolf stabilizes." Another shook its head, scanning the wounds again. "Our machines, they could not achieve this. But she is succeeding." The alien crowd, which had once doubted humans entirely, watched in silence, slowly replacing skepticism with respect. Lena knelt beside Ryler, her eyes focused. "We need to maintain warmth, check for infection, and support the muscles," she said softly, speaking to no one in particular. The wolf's golden eyes flicked toward her, as if sensing her confidence and calm. She carefully palpated the injured areas, noting which muscles were damaged and how the joints responded. Unlike the alien medics who relied on high-tech tools and machines, Lena trusted her senses, experience, and careful reasoning. "Watch how she works," one young alien whispered to another. "She doesn't need all those machines. She uses her hands and her mind. It is amazing." Lena applied antiseptic gently, using a small brush to cover the deep gashes. She cleaned each wound meticulously, making sure no infection could set in. Then she carefully wrapped the wounds with cloth strips, not too tight to restrict movement but firm enough to hold the tissue together. Ryler twitched at first, then relaxed as the human medic's hands continued their steady, skilled movements. The alien pack observed silently, impressed by her calm authority. Carrick, the leader, nudged Ryler gently, watching for signs of pain. The wolf had learned to trust Lena, its eyes following every motion of her hands. She checked its breathing, feeling the chest rise and fall steadily. The pulse in its neck was slow but strong, evidence that the wolf was responding to her care. Lena glanced at the alien medics, who hovered uneasily. "Your machines are useful, but sometimes simplicity works better," she said quietly. "We need to observe, adapt, and treat carefully. Rushing or relying only on technology can fail when the body reacts differently than expected." One of the alien medics tilted its head, processing the statement. It was true. Their advanced machines had failed to stabilize Ryler, yet Lena's calm, patient approach was working. She reached into her bag and pulled out small heating packs, placing them gently around the wolf's body. The warmth seeped into its muscles, helping circulation. She adjusted the bandages and checked each leg and joint carefully, testing movement without causing pain. Slowly, Ryler tried to rise, wobbling but determined. Carrick nudged it again, encouraging it, and the wolf took a few unsteady steps. The human medic stayed close, supporting the legs with gentle hands when needed. "See," Lena said softly. "With patience, care, and observation, even serious injuries can improve. The wolf is strong, but it needs support." The alien medics watched closely. They began to whisper among themselves, impressed and uncertain at the same time. "The human, she sees things differently," one said. "Her methods are simple yet effective." As the sun rose higher, Lena continued her careful treatment. She cleaned the wounds again, applied more antiseptic, and reinforced the bandages. Every motion was deliberate, precise, and gentle. She spoke quietly to the wolf, her voice calm and soothing, helping it to remain relaxed. Slowly, its breathing became steadier, its movements more deliberate. Even the pack seemed to sense the change, howling softly in relief. Lena then examined the wolf's diet and hydration. She prepared a small mixture of nutrients and warm liquid, feeding it carefully. Ryler lapped the mixture with a weak but eager effort. Its energy returned gradually, a sign that the human medic's observation and skill were working. She noted which areas of weakness remained, planning her next steps. The alien medics finally began to approach, assisting in small ways but clearly learning from Lena. "We have never treated a wolf this way," one admitted quietly. "Perhaps humans have methods we do not understand." Lena nodded, not proud but focused. "It's not about methods alone. It's about observing, adapting, and acting patiently. The wolf reacts to care, not machines." By the evening, Ryler was stronger. It could lift its head easily and its legs supported its weight. The pack circled it protectively, their howls a quiet celebration. The aliens who had doubted humans now stared with respect, realizing that ingenuity, patience, and careful observation could achieve what technology could not. Lena cleaned her small tools and checked the wolf one last time before nightfall. "Rest now," she said softly. "You are safe and tomorrow we will continue. You are healing but you need time." Ryler curled beside its pack, golden eyes closing peacefully, finally free from immediate pain. Carrick nudged Lena gently as if to express gratitude. The frozen settlement, under the stars, learned a lesson that would not be forgotten. Humans, though underestimated and small, could act with courage, intelligence, and ingenuity. Lena had proven that careful thinking, observation, and patience could save a life that no alien machine or medic could. Ryler, the once dying wolf, survived the night thanks to her skill and determination. And in the quiet, snowy plains, one small human war medic had earned the trust of an entire alien species, proving once again that humanity's edge lay not in strength alone, but in cleverness, patience, and unwavering courage. The sun barely touched the horizon over the frozen plains as Lena carefully observed Ryler, the alien wolf. Its breathing was steady now, but deep wounds and damaged muscles still made movement painful. The wolf struggled to rise fully, wobbling on its legs. The alien medics hovered around anxiously, exchanging worried glances. They had done everything their technology allowed, yet the wolf remained fragile. Lena knelt beside Ryler, her hands hovering thoughtfully over the injured areas. "The wolf is stable but it won't fully recover without targeted treatment," she said quietly. The aliens tilted their heads. One spoke cautiously, "Human, what are you suggesting? Our machines have done everything. This wolf cannot survive much more intervention." Lena shook her head gently. "It's not about more machines. We need a different approach, a method that is risky but has a chance to work." The aliens whispered among themselves, clearly uneasy. "Risky? Against alien physiology? This is dangerous," one exclaimed. Another added, "If she fails, the wolf will die." "You are suggesting something foolish." Lena ignored the murmurs. She had studied alien anatomy during her travels, and she understood that traditional alien methods could stabilize but not heal complex injuries. She had to act carefully, but she also had to act boldly. Ryler whimpered softly, sensing the tension. Lena laid her hand gently on the wolf's head, speaking calmly. "I know it's scary, but we can do this. Trust me." The wolf's golden eyes flickered with recognition and faint hope. Lena examined its limbs, noting which muscles were most damaged and which joints were stiff. She decided she would support the wolf manually while encouraging natural healing, combining simple human techniques with careful monitoring. "I will need to reposition the muscles and ligaments slightly," Lena explained to the gathering aliens. "It is delicate, but if we do it correctly, the wolf can regain mobility. If not, well, there is risk." Gasps spread through the crowd. "Reposition? That is unthinkable," an alien medic whispered. Others shook their heads, muttering warnings about the danger. Lena ignored them and focused on Ryler. She adjusted her hands under its body, carefully lifting and supporting the injured muscles. "We move slowly," she said softly. "Every small adjustment is measured. Watch the breathing, the heart rate, the tension in the limbs." She guided the wolf's legs into positions that encouraged proper alignment, helping the joints relieve strain without causing further injury. The wolf stiffened at first, then relaxed under her gentle but confident touch. The alien medics observed silently, their technology active but idle. They could not deny the human's precision, even if they did not understand her methods. Lena used strips of cloth to support the muscles temporarily, improvising braces and gentle compressions to keep the limbs aligned. Every motion was careful, deliberate, and slow. Ryler's golden eyes followed her every movement, trusting her even though its own kind had failed it. Hours passed and Lena continued her work. The sun moved higher, casting weak light over the frozen plains. Sweat formed on her brow, not from the cold but from concentration. She checked circulation constantly, massaged weak muscles to encourage blood flow, and monitored the wolf's breathing. Slowly she began to see results. The wolf's movements became less painful, its breathing steadier, and it even attempted to rise fully. "Steady, steady," Lena whispered, supporting Ryler's front legs. The wolf took a few careful steps, faltering slightly but regaining balance. Carrick, the pack leader, barked softly, encouraging his companion. The other wolves gathered closer, sensing that their friend's life depended on this small human. The aliens watched in awe as the wolf slowly adapted to the adjustments Lena had made. One of the alien medics finally spoke, voice trembling. I cannot believe it. She is not using machines, yet the wolf is responding. Its movement, it is improving." Lena nodded, still focused. "Sometimes you cannot rely only on technology. Observation, patience, and understanding the body make the difference." Lena continued her risky procedure, applying antiseptics, adjusting bandages, and supporting the injured areas. Every move required precision and every second was critical. She talked softly to the wolf, encouraging it to move gently, teaching it to trust the alignment of its body again. Slowly the wolf's steps became surer, its posture stronger, and its golden eyes brighter. By evening the risky decision had begun to pay off. Ryler could stand fully, wobbling slightly but moving with more confidence. The pack circled it protectively, howling softly in relief. Alien medics finally approached, offering support but clearly learning from Lena's techniques. They adjusted their scanning equipment to watch her work rather than interfere, recognizing that her approach was producing results they could not achieve with their machines alone. The wolf attempted a short run, its movements shaky at first but gradually smoother. Lena supported it with gentle hands, guiding the legs and encouraging proper motion. Each step reinforced the healing muscles and joints. Ryler's pack barked excitedly, cheering its companion on. The small human medic had done what no alien could. She had taken a risk, adapted her knowledge, and succeeded where advanced technology had failed. As night fell, Lena cleaned her tools and checked the wolf one last time before letting it rest. "You've done well," she whispered softly. "Rest now and tomorrow we will continue. You're strong but this was only the first step." Ryler curled beside its pack, breathing steadily and finally at ease. Carrick nuzzled Lena, a gesture of gratitude from the pack leader. The alien medics stood quietly, reflecting on what they had witnessed. Human ingenuity, patience, and careful observation had saved a life that seemed impossible to save. The risky decision, one that no alien had dared, had worked. Lena had proven that even in extreme circumstances, humans could succeed where others failed, using creativity, skill, and courage rather than relying solely on machines and technology. The stars appeared over the icy plains, and the settlement grew silent. Ryler, once dying, now lay stable and resting. Lena remained beside it for a while, monitoring its vitals and ensuring warmth. The aliens, humbled and impressed, began to understand that humans had a quiet edge, the ability to think differently, act boldly, and adapt creatively in ways that even advanced technology could not. By the end of the night, the wolf had survived a dangerous day. The risky decision had turned into a successful step toward full recovery. Lena had earned the trust of Ryler, its pack, and the alien medics. Her careful courage and ingenuity had shown the value of human skill and adaptability. The frozen planet, under the watchful stars, now held hope. Hope that the wolf would heal and hope that humans, though underestimated, could achieve remarkable things against impossible odds. The icy winds howled across the frozen plains as the first light of morning crept over the horizon. Ryler, the alien wolf, stirred from its rest, golden eyes flickering open. Its muscles were still weak, but the careful treatment and guidance from Lena, the human war medic, had strengthened it enough to attempt small movements. The wolf rose slowly, wobbling but determined, its pack circling protectively. Lena knelt nearby, her eyes sharp and observant. She watched every motion, ready to support the wolf at a moment's notice. "Take it slow," she whispered, her voice calm and steady. "You can do this." Ryler blinked at her, understanding somehow the encouragement. With a few careful steps, it tested its legs, flexing its damaged muscles cautiously. The pack's howls were soft, a mixture of encouragement and relief. The alien medics hovered nearby, tense but fascinated. They had watched the wolf respond to Lena's risky treatments, and now, with each step it took, their skepticism began to fade. "It's moving better," one muttered. "It's it's progressing faster than we predicted." Another nodded slowly. "Perhaps the humans' approach, it is working where our methods failed." Lena paid little attention to them, focusing entirely on Ryler. She adjusted the temporary supports on its legs, ensuring that the muscles and joints were aligned correctly. The wolf's movements became steadier with each passing hour. Lena encouraged it to take longer steps, guiding it across the snow-covered ground. She observed how the muscles responded, how the joints flexed, and how Ryler's breathing regulated itself during exertion. Small corrections and careful support allowed the wolf to regain coordination. Slowly, it began to run short distances, faltering only slightly before regaining balance. The aliens watched in awe. "It is incredible," one said quietly. "A human, small, unarmed, yet she has accomplished what we could not. She has brought life back to this creature." The wolf's pack gathered around, their howls growing louder with excitement. They nudged Ryler, encouraging it to move, their faith in the human medic evident in their behavior. Lena smiled faintly, her focus never leaving the wolf. Hours passed and the wolf's strength improved steadily. Lena introduced small obstacles, encouraging Ryler to navigate uneven terrain. Each challenge was met with careful guidance and support, and the wolf learned quickly to trust its body again. With each step, the golden eyes shone brighter, muscles rippling under the thick fur. It became clear to all observers that the wolf was no longer dying, it was healing. At one point, Ryler stumbled, its back leg buckling under strain. Lena moved immediately, supporting it with gentle hands and correcting the alignment of the leg. "It's okay," she whispered. "You're doing well. Breathe and trust your body." The wolf paused for a moment, then pushed forward, stronger and more determined. The aliens who had doubted humans looked on, astonished by the precision and effectiveness of her care. By midday, Ryler was running with more confidence, its movements fluid and natural. It leaped over small snowdrifts, twisted and turned with grace. The wolf's golden eyes sparkled with renewed vitality, and its pack followed eagerly, howling in celebration. Lena guided it carefully through each exercise, observing and adjusting with patience. Even the alien medics nodded in recognition. They could see that human ingenuity, combined with observation and courage, had restored life where technology had failed. Lena then focused on the wolf's remaining injuries. She applied antiseptic to minor cuts, reinforced support for still weak muscles, and continued gentle massage to promote circulation. Each touch, each adjustment, encouraged healing and reassured the wolf. She spoke softly, words of calm and reassurance, as the wolf adapted to the growing strength in its body. By the afternoon it was clear, Ryler was on the path to full recovery. The alien citizens had gathered to witness this turning point. They had expected failure, yet here was the wolf, moving with strength and coordination, responding to a human medic's careful guidance. The aliens whispered among themselves, realizing that humans possessed qualities they had underestimated: creativity, patience, and an ability to adapt in ways that even advanced technology could not replicate. Lena guided Ryler to a small hill overlooking the settlement. "Let's test your endurance," she said softly. The wolf ran up the incline slowly at first, muscles trembling under the strain. Lena supported it subtly, letting it gain confidence with each step. At the top, Ryler paused, breathing steadily, then looked down at the plains below. Its golden eyes reflected both triumph and gratitude. The wolf's pack howled loudly, circling their recovered companion in celebration. Lena knelt nearby, allowing herself a small smile. She had seen countless injuries in her time, but this was different. This was not just recovery, it was a transformation. The wolf had gone from near death to regaining its strength and independence, and it was all because of observation, patience, and human ingenuity. As evening approached, Lena allowed Ryler to rest, letting it lie down and recover energy. The wolf's chest rose and fell steadily, its golden eyes glowing softly in the fading light. Carrick, the pack leader, nudged Lena gently, a silent gesture of respect and gratitude. The alien medics who had once doubted her methods now approached quietly, studying her techniques and discussing what they had learned. The wolf's recovery, it is extraordinary, one admitted. Without the human, it would not have survived. Her methods, simple yet effective. Lena nodded, still focused on monitoring Ryler's vitals. She adjusted the support for the final time, ensuring comfort and stability. The wolf's breathing was steady, and its muscles responded naturally to touch. Night fell over the frozen plains, stars twinkling brightly above. Ryler, once dying, now rested peacefully among its pack. The wolves circled protectively, howling softly, a song of relief and celebration. The human war medic had turned the tide, proving that even in the face of seemingly impossible injuries, careful observation, courage, and ingenuity could succeed. The aliens, humbled and inspired, had witnessed a turning point. Humanity's quiet brilliance, adaptable, creative, and courageous, had restored life to a creature no alien technology could save. Lena sat beside Ryler, keeping watch, reflecting on what had been accomplished. She had taken a risk, acted boldly, and succeeded. By the end of the night, the wolf had survived the turning point. Its strength would continue to grow under Lena's guidance, and the alien settlement had gained new respect for humans. The stars above seemed to shine a little brighter, as if celebrating the courage, skill, and ingenuity that had changed the fate of one small but extraordinary alien wolf. The frozen plains were calm under the starlit sky, and Ryler, the alien wolf, lay resting among its pack. Its golden eyes closed peacefully, its chest rising and falling steadily. The once dying wolf had survived, thanks to the careful guidance and ingenuity of Lena, the human war medic. Around them, the alien settlement was quiet, though whispers of admiration spread through the citizens and medics alike. Humans, once underestimated, had proven they could accomplish extraordinary things. Lena sat beside Ryler, her small hands gently stroking the wolf's thick fur. She observed the subtle rise and fall of its chest, noting the steady rhythm of breathing. "You've done well," she whispered softly. The wolf twitched slightly, a faint acknowledgement of her words, as if it understood the bond that had formed between them. The pack circled protectively, their howls soft but filled with gratitude, a song of relief that their friend was alive. The alien medics, who had once mocked human methods, now approached cautiously, watching Lena work. One of them finally spoke, voice low and respectful. "The human, she has achieved what we could not. Her techniques, simple yet effective. It is remarkable." Another nodded slowly, scanning the wolf's body. "Perhaps we have underestimated humans. Their methods, patience, and observation, these are qualities we have ignored." Lena nodded slightly, still focused on Ryler, but the acknowledgement was enough. The wolf stirred, rising to its feet with some effort. Its movements were more confident now, each step stronger than the last. Lena supported it gently at first, letting it regain full mobility. The golden eyes reflected trust and recognition. The pack nudged Ryler, encouraging its strength, and the wolf began to run short distances, testing the limits of its recovering muscles. The aliens watched in amazement as Ryler leaped over snowdrifts, twisted, and turned with agility that had seemed impossible just days before. "This is human ingenuity," one alien whispered to another. "Not in machines or technology but in observation, adaptability, and courage. They are remarkable." Lena guided the wolf through gentle exercises, checking each muscle and joint, ensuring that recovery continued steadily. She applied antiseptics to small cuts, reinforced weak areas with cloth strips, and spoke softly to calm the wolf. Slowly, it regained its strength, becoming nearly as strong and agile as before its injuries. The pack followed every motion of Ryler, howling softly, nudging it forward, and celebrating each successful step. Lena smiled faintly, satisfied. "See? You can do it," she said. "Step by step, patience and trust make the difference." The wolf seemed to understand, moving with confidence and grace, testing its endurance and strength. The alien medics, now silent, continued to observe, realizing that human methods had brought about this remarkable recovery. By midday, Ryler could run freely across the snow-covered plains. Its golden eyes sparkled with vitality, muscles rippling beneath thick fur. The pack chased it playfully, howling, while Lena followed at a distance, ensuring safety and monitoring progress. The aliens, gathered nearby, whispered in awe. A human, she has healed what we believed could not be healed. Perhaps humans possess abilities we have ignored, one said. Lena then focused on rebuilding the wolf's stamina. She guided Ryler through longer exercises, encouraging running, jumping, and careful maneuvers over uneven terrain. Each movement strengthened the muscles and reinforced confidence. Slowly but surely, Ryler regained full mobility, responding to Lena's care with trust and cooperation. Its pack followed closely, celebrating their friend's strength and survival. Even the alien medics began to assist in small ways, learning from Lena's techniques rather than imposing their machines. They adjusted bandages, observed circulation, and applied minor treatments under her guidance. They began to see the value of her patient, adaptive approach. Humans, small and underestimated, had an edge. They could adapt, improvise, and act with intelligence and courage in ways that technology and tradition could not always match. As evening approached, Lena allowed Ryler to rest atop a gentle slope overlooking the frozen plains. The wolf's chest rose and fell steadily, golden eyes reflecting the last light of the sun. Lena knelt beside it, hands resting gently on its fur. She spoke softly, words of reassurance and encouragement. "You've come so far," she said. "You are strong now, and tomorrow you will be even stronger. The pack and the settlement will remember what we've accomplished together." The alien medics and citizens watched quietly, their respect for humans growing. They had witnessed firsthand that human ingenuity could overcome challenges that seemed insurmountable. It was not brute strength, advanced technology, or tradition alone that had saved the wolf. It was creativity, patience, careful observation, and courage. Humans had a subtle but powerful edge that others often overlooked. As night fell and stars sparkled above, the wolf moved to its pack, running freely and leaping across the snow. The pack howled in celebration, circling around Ryler in a display of joy and protection. Lena followed quietly, observing, ensuring that recovery continued smoothly. The wolf had regained not only strength but also confidence. Its golden eyes shone with life once more. The settlement was filled with whispers of admiration. Humans, once doubted, had proven their value in a way that could not be ignored. Lena had shown that even simple methods, applied with intelligence, courage, and patience, could achieve extraordinary results. The wolf's survival became a symbol of humanity's edge, the ability to adapt, to innovate, and to face challenges boldly, even when others doubted or failed. By the next morning, Ryler ran freely across the plains, agile and powerful. Lena smiled, knowing her work had succeeded. The wolf's pack gathered around, protective and grateful, acknowledging the human who had made the impossible possible. Alien medics, still observing, whispered their admiration and respect. Humanity had proven itself not through machines, weapons, or technology, but through ingenuity, courage, and care. Lena knelt beside Ryler one last time before leaving the plains. "You've done well," she whispered softly. "Stay strong, trust your instincts, and guide your pack." The wolf nuzzled her gently, golden eyes reflecting gratitude and understanding. The pack howled together, echoing across the frozen landscape, a song of triumph and survival. As she prepared to depart, Lena looked back at the settlement. The aliens had learned a valuable lesson. Humans were not weak, nor simple, nor incapable. Their adaptability, ingenuity, and courage gave them an edge that could overcome even the most impossible challenges. In a galaxy that often underestimated humanity, she had proven that humans could change the outcome of events, save lives, and earn respect, even from species more advanced in technology. Ryler ran one last time with its pack before nightfall, full of life, strength, and confidence. Lena watched from a distance, quietly proud. Humanity's edge was not loud or forceful. It was clever, patient, and brave. It was the ability to see possibilities where others saw only failure, to act with courage when others hesitated, and to achieve extraordinary results with limited tools. Under the sparkling stars, the wolf and its pack moved freely across the frozen plains, a living testament to human ingenuity and courage. Lena's work had saved a life, restored hope, and shown the galaxy that even the smallest and most underestimated species could make a powerful difference. Humanity had its edge, quiet but undeniable, and in the vast reaches of the galaxy, it had just become impossible to ignore.